Hey, it's Bev. Thank you so much, everybody, for the well wishes. Jackie is back at work. He went back to work yesterday, and I'm just kind of catching up in my office. And one of the most important things I did want to talk to everybody about now was the trip that we have an opportunity to earn at this point in time. The trips have always been really, really important to me. In my first company that I had, I actually, in 13 years, I had landed up earning 12 trips. And as I reflect back as to the impact that those trips have had, not only on my business, but on my relationships with my husband, on his support in my business, the friendships that I've made, even just the life experiences, they've been really, really important. And my life would be very dull without having earned those trips. And so the trips have been really super, super important and something that I just have really taken to heart as to how I do business. Okay, so first thing that I wanted to do was just kind of cover how do we earn these trips? What's this all about? If you want to look in your back office, underneath in the mailbox, there's the actual email with all of the breakdown of the points and how we can accumulate, how we earn the trip. There is 3 ways of earning the trip. You do not need to earn all 3 ways. You can pick type A, type B, or type C. The first way is by travel points, by cycling, and then director qualification. And quite honestly, maybe by the end of the qualification, there will be people in the director point qualification part. But for right now, let's focus on travel points and cycling. Okay, so travel points. What's a travel point? How many travel points? What is a travel point? What you're going to see is that if you actually, there's a click for travel point info on that link, and it's got a breakdown. All of the different packages that we do have available for people when they sign up have all been assigned a travel point. It starts at 5 points for the basic one, and they go all the way up to some, to the ambassador packages, of course, are more travel points. Okay, there is a minimum of 100 travel points that needs to be accumulated. Okay, and when you stop and think 100 travel points, and when you divide that up by 5, let's just say we're working with the basic one, divide that by 5. That's 20 people to sign up, and you're like, oh my God, I don't know if I can sign up 20 people. What you really want to take a look at is that we've had the month of March, the month of April, May, June, July. We have 5 months to accumulate all of these points. Okay, and so if you've done some stuff in March already, then you've already accumulated some points. But let's just say you haven't, and we've got 4 months. So 20 divided by 4 is 5 people per month. That's basically 1 person a week. Can you bring in 1 person a week with the basic $199 package? All of a sudden it becomes very doable, okay? And so depending on how many travel points you've accumulated as to how much you're going to earn. So I do recommend you take a look at that and figure out where it is you would like to fall and how many travel points you need. The second way of earning the trip is an accumulation of travel points. So minimum 100 travel points. So that 20 people that we talked about is actually becoming pretty important, and cycling. And so the minimum cycles is 200 cycles. And again, divide that up by 4 months, that's 50 cycles a month. And if you've not cycled yet at all, or you're only at 8 or 9 cycles a month right now, you might think, oh my God, there's no way I'm going to accumulate 200 cycles. Well, here's the thing, is by the time you add in those 20 people, they're totally going to help you cycle a whole lot more. So where 50 cycles this month might be a really tough deal, but by the time you get into May and into June and July, you know what, getting 100 cycles is probably a very, very doable expectation and a goal that could happen. So it is an accumulation of travel points and cycling, and then you can totally, by advancing up to the rank of Ruby, you can totally get a trip for 2 as well too. So and there are some people that are actually positioned very nicely for that as well too. So the trips, why are the trips important? First of all, I think I talked about this already. Singapore, who's going to go to Singapore for 3 days? You can totally create a family vacation out of this. If you end up getting your airfare and 3 nights accommodations paid for, adding on a little bit more accommodation time to make a nice journey out of that is totally very doable. The trip to Orlando in November, there's Disney World, Disneyland is one of them that's there. You can totally make it a family vacation. Say, honey, you know what, we're going. Here's the deal. I need 3 days. We're going to be doing a business trip. And then after that, we're going to get to laze around the pool, or we're going to go to Disney World and have some fun time. So mom's got to put her head down and work right now. But at the end, this is the reward that we're going to get. And talking about the rewards, about the trips and how important they are as well too. I think one of the very best things I ever did for myself in my business way back when I started in February of '98 in this industry was I remember being at a conference and my knees were shaking, and I wrote in this little goal book. It was called a dream book. I, Bev Oliwa, will earn a trip for 2. Jack and I had never been anywhere in our entire lives. We were getting ready to celebrate our 25th wedding anniversary, and I was bound and determined I was going to earn that trip for 2 that year. Little did I know how difficult it would be to earn a trip for 2, but because I had written it down and I had made a commitment to actually put my ID number down as well too, I earned that trip for 2. And some amazing things have happened that have actually had lifelong ramifications for us in that. And from that trip for 2, number one is I got to take Jack on that trip. And because he got to experience who that company was and the people I was doing business with, he became a believer, and he became a much better support system for me. So when I had to go out and do a party and I said, honey, I need you to babysit today, he was very willing to do that and to translate that into today's, you're at the dinner table and a text has come in from one of the people on your team, and then you need to answer it. Husband's going to be a little bit more easygoing about it because, of course, he's had an opportunity to see exactly what this business is all about. On that same trip as well too, I had an opportunity. Kathleen Redu, we were laughing about this a while ago. I had an hour conversation in the ladies' bathroom by the pool, basically, and got to meet Kathleen Redu. She enhanced my belief in the company, and plus I created a lifelong relationship that now, I get to do business with her again. So that's pretty cool. A couple of trips later was an opportunity to meet Becky and Dan on a cruise, a Caribbean cruise. Has that relationship that we fostered that time been important? Oh, you bet. You bet it absolutely has been. Plus all the crazy life experiences that we've done. I mean, we've got to skinny dip and go through museums, and been through Amsterdam, got to go through the hillsides of Dublin. I mean, we got to do some amazing things in our life. As we were going through this tough time this last week, those were really, really important for us as we reminisced about some of the fun things that we had. So the trips are way more than just the dollar value of earning the trip and the hotel accommodations and the cost of the conference. It can expand out into bigger things. The other thing that happened as well too, because I was so focused on earning those trips every year, my customers got really great service. Because in the past company, basically we had to sell product in order to earn the points for our trips. And so my customers got really great service, created some great relationship with people that even 18 years down the road, they're still doing business with me 3 companies later because of the relationships that I had built. The other thing that happens is I totally got into this really great work ethic of doing the daily consistent activities that were required in order to earn those trips. And so it got me into some really, really good habits. So I'm really, really pleased that I worked that hard that first year to earn that trip, because it's totally made a huge difference in my life. So what's next? Basically, I recommend going into the sheets there, take a look and set yourself a goal. Set yourself a goal, break it down, how many per month, how many per week. And at the beginning, it might seem, like signing up one person a week might seem a lot. But if you do the activities to meet the people, so this week you might miss one, but next week you'll get 2 people. Okay, and so you'll do that. And again, with the cycling, what's going to happen as well too, the goal of 50 cycles this month is going to be pretty impossible. But as you add that 10, 12, 15 people into your organization, the cycles will certainly grow. And here's what happens too. Let's just say you set the goal to earn that trip, and it's July 30th, and you've only brought in 15 people, and you've only earned 75 cycles, but you brought 15 people in your business. Is that a bad thing? I don't think so. Let's say the goal was to cycle 200 times, and you've only cycled 150 times, and you've earned only $4,500 instead of the 7. So there's no losing. And the other thing that you're going to notice as well too is the way this is set up is in working for this particular trip, you're going to basically get into some good habits. You're going to create a great foundation for your business so that for the next incentive trip that gets announced in November for whenever to wherever, you'll be like, oh, you know what? I know exactly how to do that because we did this and I came shy here. This is what I could have done better. This is what I need to do now. Totally set you up. So there's no losing on this, even if you do set the goal and you don't land up earning the trip. It's going to really make some huge impacts for you. So stay tuned on Team Synchronicity. I've got a really cool plan set up to help us stay focused on earning this trip, and with a little incentive from me as well too. So super excited, and we will talk to you all later. Bye-bye.